Hello, how's everyone doing today? This is Helen Vane, SMP Boss Lady. Today I'm going to be spilling the ink about social media, posting, authentication, and who you are. Again, first, who am I? I know I've been just kind of throwing content out there and I haven't really put a lot of explanation on who I am new. This whole reintroduction, I'm just like, y'all know who I am. Why do I got to keep reintroducing myself? But there are a whole bunch of new people that don't know who I am. And I keep forgetting that new people are coming in, new people are engaging with me, and y'all don't know who I am. So let me kind of give a new introduction. It will be brief because there's going to be so much more that I'll be giving. My name is Helen Vane. I use the handle name SMP Boss Lady. SMP is short for Scalp Micropigmentation. Boss Lady is a handle that I had way back then when social media pretty much didn't exist. And when social media started to come out, I started to use a handle name called Y la Dueña Says, which is Spanish. Yes, I'm Latina. And it means what the boss lady says goes. And it's something that I had for more of an identity purpose, that it's something that I felt that I was the boss of my own destiny. I was the boss of my own pathway. I was the boss of everything that I've done in my life. So here I am. I wanted to speak about a lot of things about what happened through my journey, what I've been through as a business owner. By the way, SMP is not my first rodeo when it comes to business. I had other businesses. I was an event planner. I even did childcare, opened up my own childcare, which it was more of just trying to make money while I was a new mom at the time. So I a lot of the things that I did, I was in just going based on trying to survive in life and still be at home mom. I had the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom for many years, and I had that bonding with my children. So, now I'm here, full blown in the workforce. Um, but I have created a lot of things in the industry that I'm in right now, which is called Scalp Micropigmentation. It's cosmetic tattooing. PMU, people know more about the permanent makeup industry, and that has been going on for a long time, by the way. So the permanent makeup industry is more towards, yes, the beauty industry, and it's more towards women. But scalp micropigmentation, yeah, that's not really geared much to women per se. Yes, hair loss is for both men and women. But if you're really, and I mean, if you're really in the industry of SMP, there's no reason to deny certain things. It is male dominated because it's mainly led by men. When I first came in, there was not much information. When I say information, I mean there was not a lot of platform that was gearing towards women. I had started the trend of SMP for women. And I remember that I had got certain calls and certain messages by several people, women, that said, hey, they were really excited about it, but there was some, kind of some envy behind it, where they would have said, hey, that's something that I was trying to come up with, and they didn't come up with something. But at the time, I didn't know any better. I was just thinking like, yay, let's come together and let's kind of get this going, the whole kumbaya thing. No, when it comes to business, there is no holding hands. And I've been saying this for a long time. So if you want me to spill the ink on one thing, there is no community in competition. That's not negative. And it's not even saying, let's be realistic here. No, it's about trying to avoid that's my son. He's trying to interrupt. Son, mommy's doing a video. Okay, so this is my youngest son, Quinn. Okay, let mommy finish her video. Mommy's trying to do spill the ink here. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to tell you is that it's important to understand one thing when it comes to community and competition. And a lot of people actually, they get sucked in and pulled in into this false narrative. And it's not because they didn't know any better. They really wanted to believe it and they have hopes. And it really depends on who you are, because it works out for some people. Some people join into collaborations with certain people and it actually works out for them because maybe they fit their narrative, they fit their profile, they fit their agenda. So they're able to work with it. But that doesn't mean that it's going to fit every other person out there, especially people who have a creative mindset, innovative mindset. They're visionaries. They want to do some changes. I mean, it doesn't always work out. So I want people to know, when it comes to having that visionary, creative side where you feel like you're being pushed back, don't feel bad for that. Don't feel bad for that. You have every right to create. You have every right to make something new. Just because something has been in the industry, or someone has been were there first, it doesn't mean that you can't come out and come with something else. And there are people that continue to push back. Here's the thing. It's funny when it comes to haters, hidden haters, envious enemies. I talk a lot about this for one reason. I was completely innocent and very naive. I didn't even know what that meant. You know what I thought a hater was? You guys are going to think I'm crazy. I thought a hater was somebody who just talks a lot of smack. I never thought anything more sinister than that. I thought it was somebody that was just talking, just talking crap, as you want to say, just talking a bunch of crap. But it wasn't really, it was very harmful, but harmless. That's not what a hater is. A hater is somebody that means that, doesn't mean they're doing something, they're doing less than you. In fact, a lot of the haters are doing sometimes more than you, or they found an opportunity and they want to hold on to it so tightly. It reminds me of that little goblin or the little demon. I forgot what it was called, but from the Lord of the Rings. I think it's called Lord of the Rings. Oh my goodness. Don't kill me for this. Just like, it's my precious. And they're just holding on to their life with it. And they don't want nobody to get around it or near it. So that is what a hater is. Those that stumble on an opportunity and they're afraid that somebody else is going to step in and do better than them. So they're praying, manifesting that you don't even come near it, because they see your light. They see your talent. And they're afraid that people are going to like you, see that light that they fear so much, because they are so caught into their own darkness that, and I'm not talking, there's some good dark and there's some really sinister dark out there. But this darkness is truly hate, real hate, where you're thinking you have a lot, but you don't want this other people to have anything or even come close to it, just because you're afraid to lose. Here's what's going to happen. You will lose regardless, because you really can't stop people from creating. And what one doesn't do, somebody else will. So if some people are successful in attacking certain people and they're not strong enough to hold on, somebody else is going to come on board, and sooner or later, things are always revealed, created, built out. There's a lot of companies out there that they started and they've been holding on, and guess what? A new generation comes in and boom, just like that, it's over. So think about this. When you want to create something new and you're new, you're not really new. Just because you're new into an industry doesn't mean you're really new. You have some life experience. You have that lived experience. You know what's going on. Take that experience and build. Don't let somebody else's fears consume you. Don't. It's okay not to see the light in other people when they have darkness. Okay? Bye. Till next time.